I think it's a great conversation. I think Phil Jackson has some really good things to say about that. For medicinal use, I think we absolutely need to have that conversation. The Players Association need to talk about that with the NBA because there's a lot of science behind it, right? I mean, these people, we've been through a ton of injuries, a lot of injuries. And I seen a piece with Jason Williams, who was the #2 pick in the draft from Duke, talked about him being addicted to Oxycontin and pain pills. I mean, and it would have been a much better and much easier thing to just have marijuana as, you know, a relief.
But it's phony to act
so much pain.
Yep, but it's phony to act like you're not legalizing it in the league to protect your players from it.
Right.
When they have access to the pills you mentioned and to alcohol as well. Because the people that want to do things, if you're not allowing me to smoke, players are going to drink more. That just kind of
Let's be honest.
Push and pull that happens.
Players are smoking, you know, even with the 4 tests. We've been around guys that, you know, smoke during the season. It just happens. For so many years, they haven't found a way to control that. Why not? When you smoking, have you been around guys that smoke? How mellow are they? They ain't causing no problems. But guys drinking and killing people every day. I don't understand it. I mean, I've never been around anybody that's smoking marijuana.
You just talked about the control. You can control and legislate alcohol more than you can the marijuana, which is why it's not legal in all 50 states because the other states are still trying to figure it out.
Do you think realistically, and you guys have played, because we are heading to a place now where more than half of the states have it legalized in some form or another, whether it be completely recreational or you have to have a medical card. That being said, if we get to that point and you have teams in almost all of these states, will the NBA be forced to look at themselves and say, because wine is completely legal and you can't enforce a rule against that. If marijuana becomes completely legal, will they have to then face facts and say, well, we need to reevaluate and adapt?
Well, obviously you're going to be able to always regulate things. I mean, alcohol is legal, but you can't do it while you're drinking, or while you're driving, excuse me. You can't do it, you know, in certain establishments. I mean, there's always going to be a way to regulate it. But when you're talking about, you know, protecting your investment, protecting these players, protecting the guys, if that's a source of medicinal marijuana, if that's something that can help out with your franchise and with your organization, with your players, I mean, that's a discussion that needs to happen.
For sure.
I mean, I honestly played with players. I'm not going to name names. Of course I'm not. I'm
Probably
not that kind of dude.
Yeah.
But I wanted them to actually smoke. They played better like that.
They would play.
Big time anxiety, like a lot of things that can be affected, that it brought them down a little bit, helped them out, helped them focus in a little bit on the game plan. That I needed them to do that. I would rather them do that sometimes than drink.